Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to solve limits problem. Actually, we have two different types of limits. The first type is solved by substitution, the second type solved by hospital. Let's get started with the solving by substitution, which is considered the easy one. The second type of problem is considered a little bit tricky. So the formula of substitution, if we have limit x approaches to a and we have function of x. So if we plug in the number, the a in the function and we obtain number, that's mean we solve this problem. Let's get started with a few example below, so it's gonna be easy to understand. So the first example, if we have a limit x approaches to a and we have function of x 2x squared plus 4 minus 3. So technique of solutions as the first step of solutions that we plug in the number to the equation. If we get a number, if I get a value, that means that's a solution. If I get something else, that means we have to think about other type of solution. So let's start with substitute with x equal to. So we have 2 times 2 squared plus 4 times 2 minus 3. That's gonna equal 13. That's a final solution for this problem. That's an easy one. So let's move on another problem. So if we have a limit x approaches to pi and the function of x is square root x minus pi divided by x plus pi. So if we substitute with pi as previous problem, we're gonna obtain that pi minus pi divided by pi plus pi. So it's gonna gain 0. That's considered the final solution of this problem. And the third problem, if we have a limit x approaches 1 and we have the function of x square root of x plus 1 divided by square root of x, the whole thing is square, and we do like the previous problems, we plug in the 1 in the equation and replace every variable of x with 1. So we will have square root of 1 plus 1 divided by square root of 1. The whole thing is square, so we're gonna obtain 4. That's the final solution of this type of problems. So it's easy, is handy for everyone. So just substitute and see what has come up for you. Let's move on the second type of limit, which is a little bit tricky because you should have a background of differentiation. So if you don't know how to do differentiation, you have to study it first and do this type of problem. So the formula of this problem, if we have limit x approaches to a and we have fracture like f of x divided by g of x, and we apply or plug in the number of a in the equation, we can obtain 0 divided by 0, which is not exist. So that's why we can use the Hospital rule. The Hospital rule, it has a magic solution, which is we differentiate the numerator and differentiate the denominator, so f of x and g of x, and then substitute with the number of a and we can gain a value. Okay, so let's get started with example, okay, to make it easy for you guys. So if we have a limit x approaches to 3 and we have x squared minus 9 divided by x minus 3. So we have to distinguish this problem. So we have to distinguish where is the f of x, where is the g of x. But before this, we have to plug in the value in the equation or substitute it. So if we gain 0 by 0, that means we are on a Hospital track. So if we have limit x approach to 3 and we substitute 3 in the equation, we have 3 square here minus 9 divided by 3 minus 3. So we're gonna gain is 0 divided by 0, which is not exist. So we have to use a Hospital. So Hospital, we will do some differentiation And we please note that. So when you do differentiation, we do a differentiation to numerator alone and denominator alone, not the whole thing, not this all. Because if we did this all, that means it's gonna mess up the problem. So we have to start with numerator and differentiate where is the f of x, where is the g of x. We differentiate f of x alone and differentiate g of x alone. Okay, so let's start with differentiating f of x alone. So when differentiated, we're gonna obtain 2x, x squared. When differentiated, we're gonna obtain 2x, and the 9 is constant, is gonna be 0, so I don't need to write it here. So denominator x minus 3, when differentiated, we're gonna obtain 1, x 1, okay, and 3, it does not exist, 0. So then we have the final is 2x divided by 1. Then we have to plug in 3 in the equation here, so it's gonna obtain 6. So that's the final solution. Let's move on another solution. Another problem. So actually, yeah, that's right. So if we have a limit x approaches to 0, and we have a square root x plus 4 minus 2 divided by x. We did like the same as a previous problem. We have to plug in 0 in the equation, okay? So we have square root 0 plus 4 minus 2 divided by 0. So we're gonna gain 0 divided by 0, which is not exist. Okay, so we have to use a Hobbiter rule. So once we use a Hobbiter rule, we have to do like a differentiation, and we have to do to aware how to differentiate a square root. So x plus 4. So we can x plus 4, we can write it like this: x plus 4 power half, and we can deal x plus 4 power half like x power n. How to differentiate it is that we take the power front of the bracket and subtract it minus 1, and subtract it from 1, and then multiply in what inside the bracket, in the equation what inside the bracket. So we will do this. So limit x divided by 0, x plus 4, and the half I get it here from this one. I take it front of it, and when I subtract it from 1, I will get a minus half, and then divide it but inside the bracket, what inside the bracket, so I will get 1. So okay, then minus 0, because this constant, so I don't need to write it, so it's okay, 0. So divided by 1, and x, when we differentiate it, is divided by is 1. So let's substitute with 0. So we put 0 here, so half multiply by 0 plus 4 power half minus 0, so we're gonna gain is quarter, or 1/4. So this is the final solution of this problem. So there's the 2 types of problems that I shared with you guys. So if you like this video, please do like and share and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye bye.